National Trail Raceway near Columbus, Ohio. I'm Steve Evans along with Brock Gates, and that is John Force, a Chevrolet Cavalier-bodied funny car. And Force, as we've said probably too often, has never won an NHRA national event, even though he's been in the final 6 or 7 times. And he's up against a fella who just recently made the transition from the liquid quarter mile to the blacktop. The nitrobandit car, Hesperia, California, Brad Tuttle. He was one of the best drag boat racers on the West Coast, Brock.
It's going to be an interesting transition. Those boats so unstable and so squirrely. These funny cars, not a whole lot more stable with their short wheelbases, but probably overall, at least they got roll cages and bodywork on them, and the guys are a whole lot safer. So Brad Tuttle may be a little more comfortable in this machine than he was in those wild and woolly drag boats. So, as Tuttle and John Force get ready to go, let's go to Steve Evans with Kenny Bernstein. Back to the pits along with that ace crew of his led by Dale Armstrong. You can be sure that they will be factors as the day progresses. Hopefully, though, it'll be John Force's day. He, as we said, has never won a big one, and he's awful tired of hearing it, I'm sure. Brad Tuttle, he's never won a big one either, but he's only been in it for a year, so he's got a big future ahead of him.
So, Brad Tuttle will be in the near lane, both cars out of California. Tuttle anticipating a full-time professional career. John Force, even though he's never won that big championship, certainly runs well enough to attract the kind of corporate backing that it takes. So Force in the far lane, Tuttle in the near lane. In drag boat racing, they use kind of a rolling start where they have some momentum. But not so in running car racing. Brad Tuttle has red-lighted. He over-anticipated the light. He may get to the finish line first, but ignore that. The winner will be in the far lane. John Force will go to the semifinals with a just okay 5:95 elapsed time at 229 miles an hour. I doubt that that'll be good enough to give him lane choice.
Well, I would imagine that John will take it any way he can get it right now. Each win is important in a contest like this, and it came fairly easily. In fact, right now, when Brad Tuttle lights that red light and puts them out of the event. John Force on to the semi.
John, I've heard you say a lot of times, all you need is a little luck. Well, you just got some with that red light.
Well, we had a little luck, and the car did fall off a little bit. But you're right, and I've heard you say this a lot of times. So we're going to go back and we're shoot it again. And if this thing don't win me a drag race, I'm going to start punching holes in this race car.
Well, Bernstein running those 567s, you may have to gamble on tuning it up a bit.
Is that who we're racing, Bert?
I believe you're racing Candies, but he's sure setting the pace.
Well, then that gives me another round. But these old tracks, you know, jump up and bite you. We were low qualifier at Baton Rouge, and it bit us there. So I think we'll be okay.
Thank you, John.
John Force back to the pit.